Yo, we are everyone. We're live here in the Facebook group, and if you guys are watching on YouTube, let us know in the comments. I am here with Chris Cawley, right? Cawley?
Yes.
Chris.
Just like the dog.
We put a post prior to this interview to kind of let everyone know kind of some of the stuff that you did, but I want you to kind of lay it out for everybody watching what you've done and how did you get there in the first place, because I want to know the backstory behind it. It's awesome to have those backstories, right? Like when you hear when you watch a superhero, you always want to know, like, how did they get there? Like, were you always successful? So take us back, Chris. Take us back from where you were and what you accomplished.
Where do I begin, Daniel? Do I begin when I was 8? I was knocking on doors selling, leaf arrangements, or no, I get it. No, you know what? I've always had this. It's funny. I was doing an interview yesterday on a radio show. They were asking me about like as a kid. He's like, "What was it like as a kid? Bring me back to when you were like 5." I've had this crazy entrepreneur spirit since I was, little. And it's just always been inside of me. It's something, I've always said, is that a blessing or a curse? My husband would tell you it's a curse because I never shut off. I'm just always like, I look at everything as a business, or, hey, this could be done this way, or, hey, they should look out of the box and think about doing it this way. It's like, just don't think about business, and I've always had that thing where it's just one of those things. But, early in my, I haven't had that many jobs in my life. And I've been a serial entrepreneur from day one. And I've always wanted, like everybody else, I think it really hit me when I had my first kiddo almost 20 years ago in the year 2000. And I wanted that, like everybody. Obviously, we're all chasing, everybody wants to make money, right? Obviously, we have to make money to survive and feed our families and that sort of thing. But I think the biggest thing for me was wanting to be home with my kiddos and having that time freedom and that location independence. So basically by that, I mean working from where I want, when I want it. Because when I had a baby, I was driving 2 hours to work and 2 hours home. And I'm like, that's 4 hours a day. That's 20 hours of my week away from my family, Yeah. So I think everybody kind of, that's where it really was like, okay, heck or high water, I'm going all in. I'm going to figure out whatever that path looks like, whatever it is. And dude, I've tried it all. I've you name it.
Talk about it. Let's hear it.
Oh my word! Every way to make money online, I've been there. I've done it. You know what I mean? Everything from affiliate marketing to ebook marketing to network marketing to literally. Anything you can think of. Creating websites, selling websites, having an agency, Facebook ads. All this stuff that everybody chases. We all chase squirrels around and we're like, oh my gosh, look at this guy. He's making $1 million. What is he doing? Oh, look at this girl. She's making, you know what I mean? And that is a problem because it's like, it's hard for somebody who's ADD and an entrepreneur. They see something flashy. They're like, oh, it's like the shiny object syndrome. Oh, look at that. He's doing this. Oh, look at that. She's making, and it's like, whoa, slow down, put the blinders on. And you have to focus on that one thing. And find that one thing. But I think a lot of people are still in search of what is that one thing, and for me, I think the whole concept of courses, back in the day, in the year 2000, when I started, it was an ebook. Digital courses didn't exist because at that point, when you went to like a seminar or a mastermind, you came home with a big bag of physical courses. You know what I mean? Like you had the books and the tapes and the clamshells with the books and you open them, all of that. Then it was like, but there was still these ebooks, and the ebook was essentially what people are calling a digital product. They put it inside of a membership area, and there's all of these, there's all of these like either a video when you buy something, when you buy coaching or a course, it's now a video or something you can read, like a PDF, right? Back in the day, it was like an ebook. But my whole thing was the first time I ever saw an ebook by a well-known, everybody knows this person's name. But I was kind of like, I had no idea who that guy was. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I really didn't even care about the content, but all I could think of, and this kept me up at night, was, oh my gosh, look, that person created that content. And back then they had these like, not just timers, but they had this thing where you could see this has been downloaded 31,000 times. And it was like $7. But I'm thinking, holy cow, that guy made $200,000 from one little 5-page ebook that was basically a Word doc that he PDF'd and put a pretty picture on the front. You know what I mean? That stuck with me. Like I was like, man, so I could create something one time and get paid for it again and again and again and again and again. That is what, honestly, that's where I was like, okay, well, I want into this little world. How does this work? You know what I mean? So
what were you doing at that time? What were you doing at that time? Like what led you to search for something like that?
Frustration. I was a mom. I was a new mom. Okay, just had my first baby, or about to have my first baby. And I was like, I was driving. I lived in San Diego, and I was commuting 2 hours to work each way in traffic. So that's 4 hours of my day, 20 hours of my week. That frustration, and I felt like I was kind of in jail. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I don't have to sit there. Like the work I was doing, I wanted to work from home, and they wouldn't let me work from home. Like back then, telecommuting was like, oh, that's not good. You know, so I just felt like, why do I have to sit here at this desk and recruit these executives? I'm on the phone with these people. I could do it from anywhere. It doesn't matter. They didn't think that way. And the waste of time in the 4 hours of, you know, beyond being in a car 4 hours a day, I used to listen to motivational type stuff, which is that, but still it's 4 hours away from your family and your life, and someone else is basically controlling what you do with your time. That was my frustration. And, you know, wanting to make more money. Obviously, I didn't feel like I was paid. I was doing retained search for like high level, like the CEO of Merck, big corporations, recruiting like these high level execs. The company would make $100,000, I would make like $500. And I'm like, wait, I just did all the work. But I'm only making this much of the money. What's wrong with that picture? You know what I mean? So all of those things, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people in that same boat who have a great skill set. They have they're experts at something, or they're entrepreneurial, and they're good teachers, or they have something that they know, and they have expertise, but they don't know how to monetize it. You know what I mean? Or they don't know how to make money from it. You know, they're good. You know, if you go to a basketball coach and he teaches you how to dribble, and he teaches you how to pass, and he teaches you how to shoot. You know what I mean? That's awesome. But you know, you can either charge somebody $60 an hour, and they can come and you can teach them that, or you can monetize your expertise and turn it into videos or a course or coaching online and reach thousands of people and make the impact that much more, and the income that much more. So that's kind of what, you know, that concept really stuck with me. And I was like, okay, that's what I want. You know, more income, more impact, you know, and I think a lot of people, don't you think so, that people can relate to that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So okay, so let's take it real quick. So you were working at the time. You just had your first baby, right? You're a new mom, and you're driving how many hours a day to your job?
2 hours each way, so 4 hours a day.
So 4 hours a day, you were driving back and forth and getting paid nickels when people were making millions off of you, right? Basically.
Yep.
Right. That's what you felt like, right? And so you started. Yeah, so you started searching for something else, and that something else came in the form, because this is going to keep me up at night. All right, this is going to keep me up, because you have not told me, and I'm sure everybody that's going to watch this replay is going to be like, who is that person that you kept saying, that you said, he's a well-known person doing ebooks?
Well, there's actually three of them, because once I found one ebook, I started Googling. These are the first three people that I saw online that I was like, Frank Kern, Mike Fame, and Fred Gleek. Most people don't know who Fred is, but Fred had info publishing, information products, you know what I mean? And it was almost like watching an infomercial, but I wasn't watching an infomercial, but I was like mesmerized by not even what they were selling. It was just the concept. I'm like, these guys are freaking geniuses. You know what I mean? Yeah. So those are the people that had that initial impact. Those are the people that, you know, and again, it was like a $7 ebook, a $5 ebook. That was kind of the thing. But again, this was in the year 2000. It's like, you know, a lot of these.
Was that Frank Kern that you were talking about?
Frank, Fred, and Mike. So all of those people. So basically, I had found that initial ebook by Fred Gleek, and then started looking into Frank Kern's stuff, because Frank was in San Diego, and then Mike Filsaime. You know, when they were publishing, I forget the name of his company, but they had these, you know, these products, and it was like, again, the concept just floored me. I was like, this is unbelievable, because I had expertise that I could share with people, and I was like, oh, I'm going to publish a book, you know, and now I know, after doing that, publishing a book brings you authority and credibility. It does not make you millions of dollars.
Right.
You know what I mean? However, publishing an ebook and then turning it into a, hey, I can help you with that process, coaching. You know what I mean? There's high ticket money, sales and things to be made. So it's much better. And, again, honest to goodness, and just being really transparent with you, it took me 3 years to make $1, Daniel. 3 years to make my first dollar online. 3 years of banging my head against the wall going, where's the door?
That's even better than all your success. I think that's the coolest thing that it is. Because, I mean, everybody.
Well, you know what for me, I was like, if that person can do it, I can do it. That was my thing, and I had that belief. I'm like, I want this so bad. And if that person can do it, why can't I do it? I can do it, right? So, and that, thank God I stuck with it, because now it's like the best thing ever. You know what I mean? And it's a great life. It does afford you not just the money's great, but the financial and the time freedom, that location independence, basically working from anywhere and anywhere, whenever. That is what's amazing about what we do.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, I love it. So let's take it from there. So you first had your first baby, and we're going to kind of take you guys on her journey. And now your journey is obviously, you sell courses and high ticket, right? You sell high ticket coaching and courses.
Right. We teach people how to create their own digital course and or high ticket coaching program.
Sweet. But it wasn't always like that. Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you just had your first baby in 2000. I like to take the timeline so I can understand, because most of the people that are going to watch these things are going to be like, well, it's great. I'm just going to start up my online program and tomorrow I'll be successful. Let's go. So I want to take them through that journey.
No, it'll take 20 years either.
No, absolutely not. That's why. Yeah. But yours is like, essentially you teach people how to turn their decades into days, essentially, right? You shorten the process for them.
Experience, expertise, and monetize that, and turn it into income and impact. Yes.
Got it. Yeah. So that's totally cool. So because some of the things that you dealt with then are some of the things that probably I would assume people are dealing with now. So like you started off trying to sell the ebooks, and what problems did you face when you're like, okay, cool. I saw Mike, I saw Frank, I saw, what's his name? Greek. I saw him. Yeah. I'm gonna go put up an ebook. Let's go. What happened after that? Like, what was that process look like? You were like, yes, let's go, and then this happened.
What's funny is, so I put up an ebook. Obviously, the biggest problem that people face and what we faced back then, and Facebook didn't even exist back then. Yeah. Okay, no Facebook ads. There were Google ads, but I wasn't willing to spend money yet because I hadn't made any money. So it was a matter of how do you find people. I put together a product my first product was about then do that versus like, hey, I want to be a headhunter and work from home too, or I want to work from home. But they'd say, well, wait, they were just like me, fascinated with the fact that, wait, you can turn that expertise into a product and then someone buy that product. A lot of my students had that same, like I did. But I think the biggest problem was, where do I sell it? Who do I sell this to? Where do I find people? You know what I mean? Where's my audience? Where are my peeps that want this? That obviously is huge. So I think that was probably the biggest problem, and not knowing how all of that worked. Back then we were still coding there was no funnel, no lead pages, no click funnels. We were building our own pages on like PHP and HTML.
Holy smokes.
I'll take you way back. So no more of that. But it was like, it took a lot. It was a lot. It took like an hour to make Minute Rice back in the day. And now I'm like, whoa, now I feel like, I did this for a long time. I built it. I sold it. I went off in brick and mortar, came back. And now coming back, I'm like, dude, it's so much easier now than it's ever been because of all the tools and the resources and the influencers and the ads. We have all these apps and tools and widgets at our disposal that we never had before. You know what I mean? So it's actually easier now. No, it's not a get rich quick, push a button, you make $1 million. It's not that, okay?
Right.
And anybody who tells you that, you should run the other way. But if you follow a system, there is a way to do it. There's a proven system. There's a series of steps that you take, and if you take those steps and you take them in the right order, it does work. It produces a result. So I think that back in the day, that was our first challenge. Also, even figuring out back then, again, it wasn't digital; it was physical. Like if you had events or be invited, I started speaking at I got into investing in real estate personally. Okay.
Gotcha.
And my first product was about recruiting, but I was like, okay, people were more interested in the process of the digital courses than they were in the recruiting. So I quickly dumped that. Personally, in my life, I was learning to invest in real estate. Got pretty good at it. A year in, was crushing. I started crushing it. And people were asking. I got invited to speak at something called the Learning Annex, which is, I mean, back in the day, George Foreman, Susie Orman, Donald Trump, a bunch of people have been on that circuit. But I got invited to speak, and I was like, oh, this is a cool opportunity. That's what opened my door. So me speaking somewhere, and I'm not telling you to go chase speaking gigs or whatever. That's just how I started going. That really made me go, not just, wow, this ebook concept, but teaching other people. Because when I spoke on stage, all these people were coming up to me after going, I want to learn how you, like, I want to know how to do that. Or can you teach me how to do that? Do you have a book? Do you have a course? Do you have, people were asking me, I was kind of like, what? And then I was like, oh, maybe I can write one of those ebooks. You know what I mean? So long story short, started teaching the process, teaching people what I knew and selling products. And again, it was physical products. We didn't really have online products. Built that up over, and again, we're kind of going super fast, but basically built that up and sold that, got an opportunity, got an offer from somebody in my same business, basically one of my competitors asking me, can I buy your company in 2010? I left the company only because I just bought, I said, I didn't leave, I sold it, and I left the business only because I just had my third baby. And the thing I didn't like, and I was being a spoiled brat, and I look back, I'm like, I was so ungrateful for what I had. But I didn't like doing 5 or 6 webinars a week. You know, I was traveling all over the country speaking at people's, you know, different events. I was burned out. You know, I was traveling a lot. I was a mom, and I'm like, I am never home, making all the money in the world, but then I had no time freedom. So then I had all the money that I wished for, but I had 0 time. So I left the business, went off into brick and mortar land because I also missed the connection with people. I missed talking to people, because what we do in this business, I could never talk to anybody if I wanted to. I mean, I do podcasts and radio shows and things, and I speak on stages from time to time. But if I wanted to just be a hermit and live in my little room and in my house, and or go live on a beach somewhere and do what I do, we could do that, right? That's the great thing. But I kind of miss having people around me. So I thought the grass was greener, and I thought the path was, hey, I'm going to go out in brick and mortar land. I'm going to follow my passion with wellness. Yeah. So, you know, fast forward 7 years, built a multi-unit successful business, had all this stuff going at me, but had all these employees. I had the big fancy glass office. I had all the employees, and I had all of the headaches that come with all of that. Okay. Right. When you're managing tons of employees and you're at work every day, and people are going, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Hey, can I talk to you for a second? And you're like, oh my God, all I do is go to meetings and people ask me questions all day. You know, I felt like I wasn't, I don't know, I didn't feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? And I didn't really, my life became, it's my company. I have all these locations, and look what I've accomplished. But my day-to-day was managing a bunch of people. And I felt like an ATM machine. I felt like people were withdrawing, and nobody was depositing into me. And I felt like I was losing my zest for being an entrepreneur, you know? So long story short, sold that business. Came back to this business with all of this new insight and with a new level of gratitude, because I'm like, wow, boy, was I lucky making the money I was making, working from home, traveling the world with my kids. I mean, hello. I felt like, you spoiled brat. You should have been grateful for what you had. You know, I think somebody upstairs was trying to say, hey, hello, this is where you were supposed to be all along. And coming back, the one thing I realized, yes, it's different now because there's Facebook ads, and I think social media is huge now. Instagram. Back in the day, Daniel, it was MySpace. Okay, so that's really that was social media. Back then, I come back, there's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, all this stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? But the thing that I realized was people still wanted, just like that first ebook, it wasn't the content I was selling about, hey, here's how you could be a headhunter. You know what I mean? People still wanted, though, the information. They wanted to learn how to monetize their expertise. The concept of creating an ebook, a course, a coaching program, being a coach, being a consultant, that is what people were enamored with. And all the while, even while I was doing my clinics and I had all my clinics, people were still asking me. I think I was successful because of these skill sets that I learned in internet marketing helped me be successful. But people were still like, how do you do that? How do you do that? So lo and behold, now instead of teaching real estate or financial literacy or the headhunting stuff, my niche has been helping people do what I've made so much money creating digital courses and coaching programs and leveraging those and leveraging my expertise and selling it to the world. And now that's what we came back and we said, this is what we're going. I get asked all the time to do it. I'm doing it for free half the time. So I'm going to monetize that. So we show people step by step how to create, take your expertise, how to find an idea, something that you have some sort of expertise in. I can take someone from amateur to expert, or I can lead someone to get them from this to this with a result or some sort of outcome or transformation, and teach them how to monetize that either with a digital course or some sort of coaching program or both. And when I say coach, I think the words coach and consultant could kind of be used interchangeably. You know what I mean? Coach and consulting, but having that digital products. Like, for instance, I talked to a speaker today, very successful speaker, but he's always chasing his next gig. You know what I mean? He's always like, what's my next gig? What's my next gig? What's my next gig? Yeah, he gets paid 10 grand to do it, but he's like, where's my next gig? And I told him, you need a product. You need a course. Because when you go speak and people go, oh, great, I'm going to buy your $20 book. What's the most you've ever made, doing that? And he said, $800. $80 is the most I've ever sold. And I'm like, okay, you could sell one course. Because if I see someone speak, I'm like, man, that was powerful. I want more. Where do I get more? He has no course, no coaching program. He's just chasing his next $10,000 gig. I'm like, you could have a high coaching program and put 10 $5,000 people a month into that program and make 100 grand. Instead of go chasing your tail in circles and going 10 places, taking 10 trips away from your kids every week. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of, a lot of speakers, a lot of authors, a lot of even teachers, doctors. I have medical doctor friends, personal trainers. You and I have had that conversation. Fitness people, gym people, every niche. There's always some sort of somebody within your industry or the knowledge or the realm that you live in where you can take that and you can monetize that. Chiropractor, teaching people about how to eliminate back pain. Whatever job you're in, we all have gifts, we all have knowledge, we all have expertise. People will pay it. You just have to know how to position yourself, how to create a message and an offer that people go, yes, I want that. I want to learn how to do that. And then you sell it through a course or a high ticket coaching program.
So
and it works.
Yeah. So from that, there's a couple things that pop up immediately. And I'm sure people that are watching came up like this, but I don't have an expertise.
Yeah. You know what? I hear that a lot.
So talk to me about that. What do you tell people when they tell you, I don't have an expertise?
Well, I have a lot of my real friends in life, okay, like my close circle of friends are either stay-at-home moms, they don't work, or they're professionals. I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor. And they just look at what I do as like, fluff and noise online. They don't really even understand
you don't have a real business.
Right. Yeah. My next door neighbor offered me an $8 an hour job because she's like, yeah, you're home all day, you're home every day. I thought maybe you needed something to do. She asked me if I want to be her assistant. And I'm like, oh my word. You know what I mean? Like, this woman has no idea clearly what I do. You know what I mean? Like, but she just thought I was home all day, laying by my pool, eating bonbons, watching soap operas. And I'm like, just because I work from home doesn't mean I don't have a real business. You know what I mean? Kind of a funny story. But my point is, one of those stay-home mom people, she wasn't even a close friend, just somebody that I know from my kids' school. And she came to me one day and she's just like, yeah, I see you like doing this stuff online on Facebook. And I'm kind of like, I watch you on Instagram. I see you have all these people following you. And I'm not really sure what you do, but I kind of want to. So long story short, I was telling her what we do. And she's like, I want to do that. But here's what she said. I'm just a stay-home mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, that makes me want to go blah, because you never just say, I'm just a. God gave us all a gift. We all have gifts. We all have a purpose. We all have something inside of us. Right? We all have, everybody has a skill set. You might be the best golfer ever, And, and you can teach other people how to play golf, but not on one-on-one lessons where you're going to make $50 an hour. You maximize it and send it to the masses online. Or you might be like this woman, she homeschooled her kids, come to find out. So one of her little kids went to our school. Her older kids were homeschooled. And we started talking about homeschooling because I was like, well, I used to homeschool my kids, and homeschooling, I thought it was crazy. I was like, this is hard. Like, what's the secret? What's the magic formula? How do you do this? Like 1 year, I was like, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not good at this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I can't teach kindergarten, how am I going to teach like 7th grade? You know what I mean? Like, what's that look like? But long story short, we kind of had to go through this process of thinking about listing out all of her skill sets, what she does, who she is, what she felt like she could teach other people to do. And then we basically go online and we went to play, like, let me just give you an idea, like for validating a niche or an idea.
Yeah.
Like places like iTunes, are there podcasts on this idea? How popular are those podcasts? How many times are those podcasts downloaded per month? That's if you don't want something that has nothing, but you don't want something that's like too crazy either. But if it's got some people, some interest, yoga's really taken off these last few years, things like that. So we would look at that. We would go into Amazon. If you go into the book section, just in the search bar, click on books, and you start typing in keywords. Like I did this with the back pain client yesterday. We were typing in back pain, looking for titles for his product or things for his LinkedIn profile, like back pain, because he teaches correct posture. But I'm like, dude, posture is not sexy. Nobody cares about, do I have correct posture? Am I sitting up straight? But hey, my back hurts. Oh, it's because of my posture? Really? I can fix that? Really? Then they care. So we started looking at what other people are doing, and what other names and what other titles and what's selling and what do the reviews look like. Do people love this product, this book? Do they hate this book? Because all of that is just content. It can be, you can have a product around that. We started looking at ClickBank, the online digital marketplace, what's selling, the best-selling products. So there's things like that you can do to validate, is this an idea? So what I would say, what I would recommend to somebody is maybe start with maybe you're good at making graphics. Maybe you're good at graphic design. Maybe you're good at photography. Maybe you're good at teaching kids basketball skills. Maybe you're a good personal trainer. Maybe you're the best chiropractor in your town. It could be literally anything. It doesn't mean you have to have some degree and work at some fancy job and be paid $200,000 a year, whatever. It could be literally anything. But brainstorming and then doing a few of these validation things just to see, do people want this? Are people interested in this? Is it something that people would pay money for? Are they paying money for? Is it a best-selling book? Is it, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. And then we're taking that same type of content, creating our own content. And those content, consists of modules or buckets of information, cornerstones of information. And that quickly becomes just like you open a book and the first page of the book has an outline or a table of contents. Those become our modules, and those modules become our pathway to get somebody from amateur to expert, or to get somebody an outcome or a transformation. Because let me tell you something, a lot of people have low self-esteem, or they think, oh, I could never do that, or no one's going to pay me $5,000, or nobody's going to pay me $2,000, blah, blah, blah. I hear that all day long. Let me just tell you, they're not buying you, and they're not buying your product. They're buying the outcome that you're going to get them. They're buying the transformation that you're going to get them. They're buying the result that they're going to get as a result of going through your program or your coaching. That's it. That's the secret.
So the secret is that they're not buying you. They're buying your program or the outcome of the program that you're selling. Is that right?
Your program. They're not buying you or your program. They're buying the outcome or the transformation or the result that your program is going to get them. Because they have a pain point. They're in a place. They want a solution to their problem. They're buying a solution to their problem, whatever problem they have. So whatever product or course or coaching program you do, you need to be solving a problem of some sort. You're solving someone's problem, right? So all of the problems we talked about, like I hated commuting. I hated working for someone else. I hated having a boss. I hated having a glass ceiling on my income. I hated not making enough money every week. Those were my problems. The digital course and the coaching program is a solution to my problem because it solves those problems. Do you see? So whatever those pain points or those problems are, whatever you're doing, it has to solve someone else's problem. The homeschool gal, I mean, there's tons of people that homeschool their kids. You know what I mean? Are they doing it right? Are they doing a good job? Is it chaotic? Is it stressful? You know, if I can solve all those problems, I've got a product. And do I have a market to sell it to? And that's why we do the validation online to see, is there a market? Are people buying this? Are people buying in? Are they reviewing it? Are they loving it? You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about that case study then. You're saying about the mom that she was a stay-at-home mom, and you kind of did some validation with her, walked her through the Amazon, walked her through the iTunes.
Just showing her what was possible, really, honestly. It was getting her out of her head. Right.
Showing her that she could do it.
Right.
And then what happened? What happened after that?
Well, she actually now, it's been just a little over a year. It's been about 14 months, and she has a 6-figure business from that. She's very, very sensitive to throwing out numbers. You know, she's not something that they're like, hey, I made $250,000. She's not that gal. Yeah. And I respect that. I'm not that gal either. I don't go out there, I made $1.8 million, you know, whatever. We're not that, we're not those people. But she's making, this is somebody who made no money, zero, who now is making 6 figures, and like she can't even believe it. And now she's like, oh, I should do another course on this. You know, all these single moms, I've got this audience now, I've got all these people, and now I should do this, or now I should do a 6-week coaching program, and now I should, you know what I mean? But it took just getting her over the hump for her to believe in her own mind, hey, this is possible. Hey, it's real. This is a real business. You know what I mean? Where you can make real money and work from home and work when you want and when you want, and impact thousands of people. Now she's doing group coaching. She just recently started a group coaching program. So she's able to teach what she teaches in a program. She teaches it in a group coaching program. So she's leveraging her service offering and her time, instead of teaching, like getting on the phone with 5 people a day and teach them each for an hour. She gets on the phone for an hour and a half once a week, has 20 people in that program and teaches them all, and then has one Q&A session. So that same week, she's teaching them through the group coaching program, and then one for another hour each week, she's answering everybody's questions, because everybody's in a little bit different place in the journey, right? So you have to meet people where they are, and they all, to feel fulfilled and to feel like this is working, they have to get their specific questions answered. So she does that through a Facebook group, and then also a Q&A live with her once a week. So now she's got her call, her Q&A, and about 20 minutes a day of email support. It's usually about what it takes. She's working about 14 hours a month to achieve a 6-figure income.
Well, that's totally ideal.
Right? It's the American dream, right?
Yeah.
And there's people, she's one, Daniel, she's one of thousands. I mean, I know, so I can tell you so many people and so many stories that's what people, that's what they're doing. And it is possible. And I think things like that, I think people have to know somebody that they've seen in this space. But you know, when I saw Frank Kern's book or Fred Gleek's book or Mike Philsane, I didn't know who those people were. I didn't even care. I was like, okay, but all I thought of was, hey, if these jokers can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? And no offense, they're not jokers. Those 2 of those guys are actually friends of mine now. So now they're not jokers, but I mean that in a light and nice way. But I'm just saying, what stops you from, why can you not create a course, or why is your expertise, why do you feel like your expertise isn't worth that? Or why do you feel there's no value in what you bring, you know? Now, I will say, if you're selling some, you know, I don't know, $20 widget, you know, like an e-com product, you're not, this is not for you. But if you're helping people get a result of some sort, if you're helping people get an outcome, a transformation, solve a problem, if anything you do does that, you can have your own course and coaching program, and the sky is the limit. There's no glass ceiling on the income, which is nice. You know, no job is going to pay you what this business can pay. Yeah.
So getting that leverage, and you're saying like the number one reason why people don't do that is because they don't think, number one, they don't think that they have the expertise to do it. Secondly, they don't think that they can sell it.
They don't think their expertise is worth that, or that people will pay that, right?
People will pay that. And you help them by validating through, you know, your strategic way of like kind of validating through other means of like what's already selling, kind of, right?
Yeah, we take people through an idea validation process to show them like this idea. We validate the idea before they even start, so they don't feel like, do all this work and then they go, oh, it's not working. I can't sell it. Wants it. You know what I mean?
Like a validation. Okay. So you said you had a software, right? The software that actually did.
We do. We absolutely do. Yeah, we did. I'm happy to give that to your because it kind of gets the wheels turning. It gets people thinking, okay, this is interesting, or oh, okay. And it shows them the websites where to go, what to do. And then they type in like, fill in some fields and then push calculate. And it's going to tell you, this is your best out of these 3 ideas. It asks you to put 3 ideas in. These are the best 3 based on the answers that you provided. Okay. So it was essentially like an Excel spreadsheet that we kind of turned into, we automated some pieces of it. And now we've made it into like a mini type software, but it just really helps people get out of their own way and go, okay, maybe this is a legit idea. Maybe this would work, that sort of thing.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you want me to share that with you or give the link maybe at the end, whatever?
Yeah. We'll put it at the end.
Cool.
So what we talked a little bit about some of the things you said, the 3 big things, right? Like what are the 3 big problems that people come to you for? Like right now, if someone's watching this, why would they come to you?
Well, I think most people want to leverage their expertise, or most people want to make more money, and they're kind of chasing squirrels. They don't know where, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be a coach. I want to have an agency, because you see people online, right? You see people teaching, have your own agency, or, be a coach, or, be a consultant, or, create your own digital course. There's all these things. And I mean, let's be honest. Ask yourself, how many times have you left social media? If you're perusing on Facebook for an hour and you get off Facebook, how many of you feel like amazing about yourself when you get off Facebook?
Not me.
No, nobody.
It's funny, right?
Inadequate. It leaves you feeling like keeping up with the Joneses. This guy's doing way better. Oh, look at this guy. He's got his Lambo. Oh, look at this guy. He made the 2 Comma Club. Oh, look at this guy. He made 10 million last year. Oh, look at this girl. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God, like everybody's doing better than me. And oh my God, why am I not making as much money? And why isn't this working for me? And you know what I mean? That's what it does. And I know, because I was in that place and I know what it feels like. And I was like, seriously? Like how do these guys, how is this working? So my first words of advice for anybody and all of our clients is stop looking at all that. Stop comparing, playing the comparing game. Because Facebook, it is a big comparison game. All those platforms. Oh, look at me, look what I do. Because people are just showing you what they want you to see. They're not showing you the real. Like, this is the real deal. This is what it looks like. And, whatever. And I honestly, I'm not, if you look at like my stuff on Instagram, and we probably got, I don't know, thousands of followers across the platforms, but I'm never like, hey, look at my house, and hey, look at my cars. I just try to inspire and help somebody realize what's possible. That's my goal, is to help impact more people, help more people make more income, but inspire them through just a little bit of positivity. Because, just being like, hey, look at my house. Hey, look at my car. Hey, I'm on this lavish vacation. Hey, people are like, what? They want that, but no one wants to look at everybody else doing that and themselves not doing it initially, right? So it's not I say, stop chasing squirrels. Stop playing the comparison game. Whatever. Find yourself a group. Find yourself one mentor that you love, you can relate with, a coach that you're like, this is my person. You know what I mean? I want what they've had. I'm going to hire this person because they've been where I want to go. They know the pathway. They know the steps. I'm going to hire that person, or I'm going to find that person. Find one person, one method, and stick with it. Stop trying to chase squirrels and take one piece from everybody's puzzle and put them all together and then go, oh crap, it doesn't fit. It doesn't work. Well, no joke. You didn't, you know what I mean? You're trying to, like, I remember when I had weight loss clinics, people would say, well, I'm doing the Jenny Craig diet and I buy the Atkins meals and I'm getting prescriptions over here and I come to you for coaching. I'm like, oh my word. And you're
like
wondering
the Frankenstein.
Right? Because you're taking a piece from 50 puzzles and you're putting it together, or a recipe. It'd be like me taking 5 cake recipes and going, okay, I'm going to use some butter from this one. This one says use vinegar. This one says use oil. And then mixing it all up and it tasting horrible. And I like, oh, it doesn't taste good. Well, yeah, no joke. You didn't follow the recipe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to follow one system, one course. Follow one course, until successful. Follow until, what is that? Focus. Follow, how does that, follow one course until successful. Focus, Focus.
Never heard that before.
That's what, yeah. And it's one thing, you know what I mean? So find that one person, stop chasing squirrels and find that one person, whoever they are. I'm not saying.
How did you find your first person, or how would you recommend someone? So, I mean, you've been the route that most people want to go through, right?
Well,
so how did you determine, this is the right person for me, or whatever?
I did find. I had many mentors, and a lot of them, like how I learned real estate was I asked somebody if I could shadow them for free. But that's the brick and mortar land, and this before I had kids. I mean, now I don't have time to do that. Now I've got 3 kids, I'm busy, I'm volunteering. So, but it took me a lot to build up the courage to invest in my first mentor. And then when I did, I spent a lot of money on stuff that I didn't. I spent money and didn't get the result that I wanted. So for a while, I got kind of jaded and was like, I'm not going to anywhere masterminds. I acted like a baby, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore, and I give up, and I'm not, these people just rip off, they're taking my money, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And you hear that a lot, and I get it. It gets frustrating because there's a lot of crap on Facebook. There's a lot of crap on the internet, a lot of crap on social media. And you have to sift through the freaks to find the one person who has the expertise, right? And not just expertise, but basically find someone who's been where you want to go. They can relate. They have a similar story. They were here like you, and now they're here. How did they get there? I'm always asking people. I know tons of people who are way more successful than I am and are at the billionaire level. And I say, how did you get there? What did you do? What did you learn? What did you, what were the steps you took? What's the process? What's the pathway? What's the system? You know what I mean? And just follow that person. But I'd say, honestly, I hate to say this, but you kind of have to, for me, I spent money on a few to find that one. It took me a while. And some of them I did feel like it was a waste. Some of them it wasn't a waste, but it didn't get me the result. Some of them got me a little bit of a result, but not the where I really wanted to be totally. So I feel like you do have to be resilient. As an entrepreneur, we have to fall down and be willing to scratch your knees, and you've got to be willing to get back up. You got to be resilient. You got to pick yourself up and go, that didn't work. It's like saying, just like anything. If you're building a house, and something goes wrong and something doesn't work and the one room falls apart, you don't just like, oh, screw it, I'm picking up my marbles and going home. I'm not going to build the house anymore. No, you're going to find a way. It's not, is there an option? It's what's the option? It's not, is there yes, you're going to have hurdles, you're going to have obstacles. It's not, are you going to have problems? Absolutely. It's how are we going to solve the problem? You're going to get over the hurdle. Some mentor might not be perfect for you, but you've got to invest in yourself. You have to keep going. And just again, and I think initially maybe just vetting people and interviewing a few people, getting on a discovery call and talking to that person. You're going to know, you're going to have a pretty good gut feeling. Is this right for me? Has that person been where I want to go? Are they doing what I want to do? Is that what they're representing out there? There were some people that I feel like were successful in doing what I wanted to do, but the way they talked or the way they treated people or their integrity, I didn't like that. So it's like, I don't want to work with somebody like that. So I think
100%.
You have to relate on a personal level and also professional level. You know what I mean? Do I like what that person stands for? Do I think that they have integrity? Do I think that I like how they treat people? I like their teaching style. I get it. I understand what they're saying. I can relate. And also, do they have the system that can help me get there? So I think that's in a nutshell, but sometimes I know a lot of you have hired people and it didn't turn out. We've all done that. Trust me. But if I'd given up, I never would have gotten to my goal. You know what I mean? So the number one thing is you just can't give up. You can't be an entrepreneur and kick and scream every time something doesn't go your way. You know what I mean? Because that's life, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that's the biggest thing. That's the number one thing is stop chasing squirrels and find that one mentor, that one coach, that person that can help you get where you want to go. That's probably the first thing.
Cool. So stop chasing all those things. And you said it's kind of, here's the truth. I went through those same things. I've gone through the same things where I stopped hiring people, and it just, I just hated hiring people because I had been churned and burned in the past. And I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this, like raising their hand right now, they're raising their hand and be like, me too, right? This is like the Me Too movement for burning and churning coaches.
Totally. Sad.
Right? Yeah, but how did you get out of that? How did you get out of the idea that, man, I'm just giving up on these coaches. Like, there's nobody that's going to freaking help me. There's no way, like, I can be successful. I've been trying so many times, and everybody else seems to succeed but me. How did you get out of that?
Well, So one of the programs that I joined, it was actually a higher ticket program. I felt like it's so funny for me personally. The more I invested, the more skin I had in the game, so the more I had to lose. And I had to answer to my husband, who's like, "Oh my God, you spent $10,000 on what?" You know what I mean? Like, so I was like, "Oh my God, I got to get a result. He's going to kill me." You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but one of those programs that I had invested more in, and I felt like, "Oh my God, I've got to get a return. I've got to get my money back. I've got to make this work. I actually had a little bit of results from. I had a little bit of movement. So the needle, the program should move. It's got to move the needle. You got to make money. It's got to make a difference at the very basic level. And I had a little bit of movement. So that gave me a little bit of confidence. While I was fearful as all get out, I also gave me a little bit of confidence to just kind of keep going. You know what I mean? Yeah. And keep going and whatever. You land your first high ticket coaching client and you're like, "Oh my God, it works." You know what I mean? Or you sell your first 10 courses. "Oh my God, it works." You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what we always try to get people. It's like when I had weight loss clinics, just try to get them to lose their first 10 pounds. Because once they lost the first 10 pounds pretty quickly, they're like, "Oh my God, it works." They believe themselves. I don't know. Now we go from skepticism and me trying to convince you that it works to, "Okay, I see it. It works for you. It works for me. Now, how do I build this out and get there? How do I really get there? How do I make it big? How do I scale it? How do I, that sort of thing." Mm-hmm. So I think just a little bit of success. But again, you're not going to have success if you're chasing squirrels. And every time on Facebook, you're like, "Oh, wait, he's got, oh, wait, that isn't going to get you anywhere." Find one mentor, focus, stick with it, and just do what they tell you to do. Follow the system. You know what I mean? Don't take pieces from other people. My friend said over here, or my other friend over here says she's doing this. And I'm like, you can't take a piece from different people's puzzles and expect it to work. You've got to follow one system and do exactly as you're told. And what I found is the more compliant I am, or the more I listen, the better results I had. And not all programs, but the one that I had success with, that's kind of what it was. And then it became more of like those people were more of a support group for me, because it was like they're peers. We're all sort of making it work. We're doing it, and we're on the journey together. So it's nice to have that too. Anything you're doing, it's nice to have other people in the same boat as you doing what you're doing to make things work, right? So I think that's a big piece of it. The other thing is, don't be afraid of, in your business to jump on like discovery calls. To sell high ticket, we do discovery calls. And my clients, about 1 in 5 clients will become a paying client. So don't be afraid to make those 5 calls, or do 4 calls and go, "This sucks, it doesn't work, nobody wants to buy, nobody wants it, I knew it wouldn't work." No, you have to be willing to get on the calls and spend 20 minutes with somebody and go, "Where are they now? Where are they looking to go?" And map out a way for them to get there. And if their pain points are this, and your pathway is going to get them to the outcome that they desire, it's a fit, And if let's say let's say your program, it's a $6,000 program and it's 12 weeks. They don't necessarily have to pay $6,000 up front. It could be $2,000 a month for 3 months. That's the secret to a lot of people being able to transition to high ticket. It doesn't mean you're charging $10,000 up front. It could be $2,000 a month for 5 months. It could be $1,000 a week for 10 weeks. That's created a lot of people. That's been a big hump that a lot of people have gotten over just by offering that sort of payment or result. If they stop paying, they stop getting the coaching, right? So most people don't do that. Most people in coaching, people aren't refunding because it's your time that's invested. There's ways to protect yourselves. That's for another whole conversation. But I'm just saying, don't be afraid of that. And yes, you're going to do 4 or 5 until you get really good at it. 5 is kind of the average. 20% of the people that you get on a call will be a good fit. And those people will be the people. But how many of those people do you need if you're paying a coach $10,000 to get you a result? And you have your own, they teach you to create your own $10,000 program, and you get on 5 calls a week and you close one of those people. Let's say it takes you 10. That's unheard of. But let's say it takes you 10. Still, if you made $10,000 in 1 week, you've made your money back for your coach, and now you keep doing it every week. We show people how to get those discovery calls, how to get people on the phone, but you can't be afraid to do that, because high ticket, I really feel that's where it's at. Or webinars, running an ad to a webinar, not to sell something, not to sell your $1,000 product, but to have a discovery call or a strategy session. And then on that strategy session, 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 will buy your $10,000 or $5,000 high ticket item. That sort of thing. And that's that model. Add to application, to discovery call, to a sale, or ad to webinar to discovery call to a sale. Those are the formula. That's the formula that we use to fill our group coaching programs, and we do very well with that. That's what we do.
So say it again. The way that the frameworks.
So
it's probably the last thing we're going to cover because I know you have to hop off.
Sure. So we use organic traffic too. You don't have to. A lot of people say in the beginning, "Oh, I can't afford to spend money on traffic or whatever." That's fine. We teach people both organic and paid traffic methods. But basically, it's traffic. So an ad, either it's organic or paid traffic of some sort, like an ad, to a webinar, to a discovery call, to a sale. That person becomes a client. About 1 in 5 on average. Or it's ad to application, where they fill out an application to see if they qualify, and that application to a discovery call to a sale. Now, in that application, a lot of software programs out there now have predictive logic built in. So if that person says, "I'm not ready to get started today, and I don't have any money," or whatever, it can send them to a webinar to help. Maybe here's something that can help you. Maybe later you can, or maybe they want to buy a course. Maybe they want to do it on their own and not with somebody. If they say, "Yes, I need a coach and I want to talk to somebody," then it sends them to a discovery call. You see? So you use the course. We utilize our course as something. If you want to do it on your own, yes, we have a digital course over here that'll show you how to create a digital course. If you want help with it, you want to do it with somebody, you have a coaching program. And so that model I just laid out is for a high ticket coaching program. But we do it all day, every day. And that is the model. That's how we get people, in our program. And if you created the content for a course, I can show you how to convert that to a coaching program literally within a week. Same thing. If you have a high ticket coaching program and no course, we can show you how to use that same content, same pillars, same information, same table of contents, same modules, and turn that into a course so that if somebody can't afford high ticket, you've got an option for that person. You can still invite them into your circle. They can still learn. They can have some success, just doing it on their own. And then it's just with a digital course, there's no accountability. With a course coaching program, people have more success because there's more accountability, and they get their individual questions answered. But it's nice to have both options. And if you have the content out there, it's easy to syndicate the content and make it for both and easily convert it and have both like literally overnight. So we teach people both because it's a necessity. You're going to make more money. It's a better business model overall at the end of the day.
Cool. Man, that is I think that was a freaking gold mine. We might have to take this part off. That was a freaking gold mine.
That's exactly what we do. What I hate, Daniel, was when I started this business, I hated when I used to buy stuff and then they would I'd buy some $47 product and someone would off of like a Teachable or some cheap website and they would dangle a carrot in front of my face and go, "Yeah, you're going to learn this." And then I would buy it, and then they really wouldn't tell me how to learn it, but they'd kind of tell me, like I'd learned 3 of the steps, but then to get the real information, I had to pay $9.97. And I'm like, seriously? Like I feel like cheated. So we never, our free content, I put out so much free stuff out there that I want people to get a result. Because guess what? If I help you get a result with my free content, can you imagine how good the paid content is? If I can help you achieve a milestone or get over the hump or get out of the weeds with some free advice, kudos to you. God bless you. Awesome. You know what I mean? And you're helping them, and then they're going to make money and they're able to invest in a coach to help advance their business and their career and what they're doing. So I'm a big believer of that.
I see. Yeah, that's freaking gold. I'm telling you, most people, I actually had to pay thousands just to hear something like that, just to hear that model. Just so you know, I paid thousands, and I'm sure you have too. Just to hear the model itself, you're like, they just keep it all behind the scenes, and I can't see any of this model.
That's true. That's true.
I hate it, but I'm glad you're sharing that, and we're gonna hop off here because I know you got to run, and I got to get off too. So we have 2 things for them. Number one, if they want more information on your actual how you do create the courses and also teach others how to monetize their expertise through a course or high ticket coaching program, they can go to
Chris Cawley, chriscawley.com.
chriscawley.com. Okay, so
there's no H in Chris, so just CRISCAWLEY.com. Yep.
Yeah, I used to. Every time I looked at it, I was like, Crawley or Carl.
People always put an H in it, and they always put an R, so it's like Crawley. I'm like,
so weird, right?
sounds like the dog, but it's Cawley. And then Chris is just CRIS. So chriscawley.com.
Okay.
And then I want to get the link for the software too. Let's give them the software, Daniel.
Yeah, you didn't. When we talked, I didn't get the software link. I just got the.
Yeah, no worries. So it's digital. It's www.digitalcourserockstar.com/software.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me just because I know we have the one www. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Sure. digitalcourserockstar.com/software. It's really a tool, just a tool that's going to help you kind of brainstorm some ideas, give you some ideas, and then kind of validate and show you how we validate or we decide whether or not we pursue an idea or not. So.
Cool. So we have 2 resources for you guys. Number 1, digitalcourserockstar.com/software. This is how to validate your ideas and how to take your expertise and to see if it's something that be able to monetize itself. Then what you want to do after you validated this idea, what you want to do is you want to go to Chris Cawley.com. So it's going to be let me put it on here. First, you go to the digitalrockstar.com/software. That's where we're going to go first to validate your idea. And if you want to take it to the next level, this is where you're going to go. You're going to go to www.chris, or is it not www?
Oh, it is. Yep. Okay. www.chriscawley.com.
CAWLEY.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Let me know if this is right. Is that right?
That's it. You got it.
Sweet. So this is to take you to the next level. Once you validated your idea, once you're ready to take your idea and you know it's monetizable, you're going to go to chriscawley.com so you can get more information about how you can transition this into an expertise and take this to a scalable business to over 7 figures that she's proven for herself and tons of others. So with that being said, I appreciate you, Chris. I had so much fun with you. And most importantly, you gave so much value in this particular thing that it's just overwhelming. And sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for most people doing what they're doing. And I'm glad you're doing this because you're putting those bad people out of business essentially, because they're trying to hold back
value and bringing people and helping change. We really want to make an impact. We want people to learn. We want people to have fun, make money, and go back and pay it forward to someone else in this world and do good things. You know what I mean? And really teach. We've got an expertise. We've been doing it for 20 years. So really that's our bottom line and our mission statement is to provide value and really help people get the outcome or the transformation they're looking for. So
I appreciate you so much. I love it. I have so much fun with you. Every time we talk, you have so much energy that I love it. It just brings me to the next level again with you. So with that being said, I'm going to hop off here. Guys, thank you. And go to those websites so that you guys can get to the next level. Thank you, Chris.
All right. Thank you for having me, Daniel.
Appreciate it.
See you, everybody.
So amazing.